Hey, just all I can say is I'm thrilled to get a victory. I told our team in the locker room after the game, I said, y'all listen to this old guy say a lot, and I told them it was going to be exactly like it was. Now, I knew it was going to be a fight. I knew they were a really good football team, and again, I just can't be proud of our football team. Obviously, when you look at it defensively, just a phenomenal job. Our guys, I think they've just continued to get better and better. And just really kind of kept us in the game with the, it's one of those games I've been in them before where you really felt like if you didn't turn it over, you had a chance to win the football game. And, so just hats off to those guys. Offensively, I don't know. I thought we played pretty well on offense in the first half. I think we ended up with, I think I told Marks 4 possessions. I think we had 5 possessions. We should have had more points. The fumble was huge. I really felt like we were getting ready to take the kind of game over, and then we turned it over, and then we didn't respond very good on defense. We missed a couple of tackles, and they go down and get a score, and the whole game changed. And I think the biggest thing disappointing offensively is just how many times, we ran we're trying to win the football game. We run a midline triple, and the pitch back isn't the pitch back. He doesn't go where he's supposed to. Or we had another chance for a big play to kind of finish him off, and we don't crack the safety, and just stuff like that's just driving me crazy. And I thought the guys up front played pretty good. It just, and then there, I look here and I don't know what we were throwing the football. We're 6 of 14. We don't throw the football very good. Obviously the other pick was a really poor decision, so that's something we got to do a better job of. But, I don't know. I told Hunter walking up here in 1988, we beat Chattanooga 10-7, and I think Pat Turner picked the pass off in the first quarter on the way we scored. You got to find a way to win games like that. Good teams do. And we had to lean on our defense today, and I was proud of them. And similar kind of game a year ago, and we couldn't stop them. So, like this team, we just got a lot of things we got to get better at. And I think offensively, maybe we've had a lot of people tell us how good we are, and so you have days like today, you get brought back to earth a little bit, and you better come back to work. So, but it's nice to learn that lesson and still get a win. With that, any questions you have?
Yeah, Coach, last week 7 of 12 on third down. Today 1 out of 7, and then the last 2 you converted on third down with big plays.
Right, we did, and it's just like the first third down of the game. We got it. We ought to have a big play, and we run. We don't even get the first down. But I was really pleased those last 2. Darren. We had a guy, I think it was 3rd and 10. We ran the sprint out, something we hadn't done. Probably should have done a little bit more as the day went on. They sprint out, made a great throw, and then made a good play. Same thing happened on the very last play. I don't know exactly what happened, but somebody didn't do what they were supposed to for him to have to pull that ball, and then he made a good play. But that's just kind of how we were all day on offense. And offensively you do that. Now sometimes you can do that on defense and you get away with it, but on offense, generally if you make some mistakes like that, you pay for it. And, again, but we converted a couple of good ones there at the end. I was proud we didn't have to send our defense back on the field. So.
Yeah, I thought field position, too, particularly late in the game, the way your defense was playing kind of flipped the field with punting and
well,
the
there's no
interception.
question. And, it actually set up our last touchdown. Grayson, golly, I don't know, what was he punting today? 42, but just really good. Got it down there, and and sometimes you just got to play that way. You're not going to score 40 on every. You're just not. And he punted it down. I thought Amir did a great job in the return game today. We flipped the field, and then Ryan made a huge catch. I still can't believe there was not interference thrown on that play. Luckily you caught the ball. When it all started, I'm like, well, we're going to get a first down here, with a PI, and then, he caught it, and then I noticed there never was one. So, but God, what a play he made there, and but again, got to find a way to get it done.
Grayson, if you would just talk about 15 straight field goals as a Southern Conference record, and also elaborate on what Coach was talking about and the ability to affect the game to be able to flip the field.
Well, I think one of the biggest things is obviously it's not just me out there. Evan Vaughn, number 47, he's been out there every single kick, every single PAT, punt. Just trust having him, and then this year. Jack Harden has done a great job. But going back to last year with Reese Vita, he's done an incredible job, and then Jack's really taken ownership. So it makes my job easy. Obviously, the offensive line's blocking too, and then, just being one of the guys that's called upon, I think it's just my job. Everybody's accountable to everybody, so it's just doing your job. And, my job's to pin them inside the 20 and then, make my field goals when they come up. So just doing my job, and a shout out to my coverage team because, a lot of those inside the 20s this year have been down. So they've done an incredible job making me look good.
Jordan, the defense had already been playing really well all day, and then after they tied it, their next possession, you guys forced a 3-and-out. Drew's got the sack. Was there something you guys talked about as stepping it up another notch for that last 18 minutes of the game?
I just feel as though we just continue to talk about having more energy, especially in the second half. We seemed kind of flat coming out, and once we picked it up, the sideline picked it up, everybody just continued to start going, and after that, we just kind of just let loose.
Coach, they had the ball for more than 33 minutes, and it just seemed like every time your defense in the fourth quarter answered the bell, obviously they had to be a little bit tired, but obviously, too, you play so many guys. I mean, that was a factor today, right?
Well, it was. I mean, we talked about that at halftime. I just felt like that was going to be a big advantage. And at halftime, I looked. I always try to look just to see how long we've been on the field, and it was close. Maybe there's a minute or 2 minutes difference, and then, and then obviously, we didn't stay on the field on offense, and we had several chances early in the third quarter on defense to get off the field, and we probably didn't. So that kind of works both ways. But I'm just that confident in our conditioning, and certainly we don't want to leave them out there that long. But again, credit to our kids, credit to Andre and the job he's done with those kids. That's why we do all those things all year round, and it is a grind, but it paid off today.
Ryan, in a game that didn't have as many fireworks, I know Jordan said that the team, the atmosphere kind of benefits from having some big plays and great things happen. How is the offense able to produce and stay attuned to what's going on in the game when we're used to seeing the high-flying 600-yard games?
I think we have a good group in terms of trying to stay together in those times. We're all picking each other up. Credit to the defense. They gave us some energy in that second half, really helped us push forward. But it was good play calling. We did well in terms of executing the plays that we needed to execute. And I think just the camaraderie we have with the guys is really what makes it work. We play for the coaches, we play for each other, and it's really all of us together that put that effort in.
And then Jordan, bouncing to you with having the responsibility of to a degree sealing the game and coming up with turnovers. How do you prepare knowing for a game or that scenario in practice? What is the preparation like for a scenario of the offense is up 7? What do we do in this situation as far as the defense is concerned?
We go through these situations all the time, especially Tuesday and Wednesday practices. We try to simulate them just like games, so we're kind of fit for those situations, and when it's time to go, it's time to go.
And, Coach, just from an overall scope, offense, defensively, what can you say to how we played in all phases of the game today?
Well, I mean, obviously, I think defensively it kind of shows for itself. But, I thought defensively, again, we did some really good things. We created some turnovers again. And at the end of the day, man, I mean, you know it because you played it. At the end of the day, how many points do they score? Because that's the only thing that really matters. And we did a great job in that regard. Like I said, just offensively, it's one of those days you felt like, golly, they're not. We were on worst enemy sometimes, and it was one of those days we kept trying to get, about 4 or 5 times we tried to get a midline option pulled and pitched, and we had 2 big plays, and every time we caught the front where they made us hand it off. And, no, we didn't want to hand it to the fullback up in there every time. We kept thinking we'd get one out, and it was just one of those days. It was kind of frustrating, and they did a few things quite different than they had done them in the past, and I knew they were pretty multiple group, and I knew, again, there's a reason why they had 2 first-team all-conference defensive linemen, and they had, I looked, they got 5 or 6 redshirt seniors on that team. Those are the kids that have really kind of been with that program ever since it started back. And so I actually felt like this was the team they were kind of building to have, especially defensively, the number of guys that they had coming back, and so I just knew it was going to be that way, and I just thought our execution would be a little bit better, and if we can hit, we just got to hit some of those throws. If we can hit a few more of those throws, it's going to change a lot of things. But just again, pleased with the effort. We got to clean some things up. We'll come back and we'll learn from it and move on. And I'm not worried about next week. Next week will bring a different challenge a little bit, and again, sometimes you need to get knocked around a little bit, to go back to work and realize I'm not quite as good as I think I am, on one side of the ball. And I can't say that was how we were, but I thought we had a pretty good week of practice. We really did. And, but again, I'm just thrilled to get a win.
Ryan, can you talk about the catch that Coach alluded to and the touchdown?
The catch, we had a little, not trick play, but it was a little something that we tried to bait them. And I got past the corner, and I thought it was going to be a little bit late. Obviously, I didn't see Darren slip. I couldn't see any of that stuff back there. But he did a great job of making a play, putting it up there. And I definitely thought, there might be some pass interference in there. But I just tried to make a play, and I thought it was great to see my teammates coming up to congratulate me after. And then the touchdown, it was really great. It was just, we have that rollout play that we do sometimes, and I just happened to get over there, and Darren just did a great job of putting it where only I could get it, and it was really good.
And Grayson, what about the difference between having to practice and punt and also to kick, and then you're aware you got 15 straight, right? Is there any pressure on you there?
Just going to the first part about doing all three, I think last year we kind of hinted on it. J.C. Hollingsworth that was here before me, we kind of created a plan of, this is what a week looks like. What do I need to practice there? Obviously, I'm more of a field goal and kickoff guy, but, hats off to the coaches and the guys that I train with for kind of developing the punting. And then Coach Bratton does a great job of, finding my strengths. Obviously, we would like to roll out, but obviously we've done normal punts a lot. And so I think they've helped me a lot. And then the pressure, I think everybody has pressure. It doesn't matter if it was the first kick of my career or this one. At this point, every kick matters. So you treat it the same whether it's an extra point or a 50-yard field goal. But no, I don't feel the pressure just because of how good our PAT field goal team is, just with the snap hold and the protection. So I don't feel there's any pressure.
Coach, just comment on the play of your cornerbacks today. Amir Trapp with 11 tackles, and then Travis Blackshear makes a big play right there where he breaks up a pass, and they really hadn't taken a shot down the field all day. Just talk about how tough that is when they haven't.
Well, that's a tough spot. You can play really, really well, and one play you look really bad, and that's the one everybody kind of remembers. So, it's certainly kind of like the quarterback of the defense from a standpoint of, things you've been able to do. We've done a really good job, because you go back even a week ago, the job they did, the number of balls that they had thrown over people's heads, and you certainly ask them to run support and yet cover deep balls, and I just again really pleased. We've had a number of guys we've played. We got Quan Williams back today, and that helped. Darius, I think, wasn't able to go, and then Callie Chiswick. So that group's kind of been a play by committee a little bit, and then obviously Travis and Amir have probably got the blunt of the work, but they're playing really well. So,
Coach, after the hit on Corey and the fumble, there did seem to be a little bit of a different atmosphere of the game for a bit, but maybe in the past there's been a couple times where it hasn't gone as well, but your guys hung in there today. Do you feel like there's been some growth on this team in terms of handling adversity? Yeah,
no doubt. I thought on that drive, it was really, I think we'll go back and watch it, but as I was watching it kind of take place, there was a couple of missed tackles, were probably the difference in us getting a stop, maybe holding them to a field goal. But yeah, we didn't respond very well. I know the two FBS games, kind of the same thing happened, and we didn't respond, like we should have. I think maybe the first one, Georgia State game, we got them, and they didn't give them to us, and then we didn't respond. But there's no question, they're growing up a little bit. We're still a pretty young football team, when you look at it, and but again, you gotta win some of those games. It's gotta show all that hard work has paid off, and it's been paying off in a lot of ways how we've played, because we have played some good football. At times today we played some good football, so we got to build upon that, and then at the end of the day, just find a way. Somebody make a play, and just find a way to get it done.
Coach, on the last drive, first play is option pitch, and Wayne Anderson recovered his own fumble. Did you kind of get with George and say no more pitches on this drive? And then,
well, we had not run. It's funny you asked that. I think I said something to George about that play, but we'd wanted to run it earlier, but we didn't crack the safety. If we'd have cracked the safety, we might have had a big play. And it's just, when I asked the question, I didn't know it was. It's just, that stuff drives me nuts. So basically the safety. Everybody's expecting somebody to crack the safety, and you're gonna have a chance to have a corner backing up, and we just. But yeah, if we don't block people, it's probably not gonna be a good result, and then. Again, I think even the drive before we got it back from defense, we gave him a little different look midline. We finally got it pulled. We're going to get it pitched, have a chance for a big play, and the tailback doesn't go in motion and take the pitch, So, I asked why, but that's just the thing we got to do a better job of as coaches, get the right people in there. And something we've been pretty good at. But today we really hurt ourselves with some mental mistakes, that we just can't have that happen. So
I wanted to follow up with that on that same drive, third and long. You did put it in the air,
right?
And was that just kind of a two things there where you probably thought you had something?
Well,
how well your
I
defense
think
played?
I guess at the time they still had one
Right.
timeout,
Right.
and I just I told Coach Coral, I just said, look, we can, if we make first down here. And we got a guy that can make throws. It's not like we're a team that can't make throws. And we sprinted. I thought we did a great job protecting. They had pressure. They'd come after us. One of the toughest things sometimes is in our play action game with the blitz stuff. Because you end up with a bunch of one-on-ones. Now you got a chance to have some big plays, but that we executed that about as well as you could execute it.